All right, I call to order our June 9th, 2026 meeting for Richland Township Board. You all received a packet of information. I trust you had an opportunity to review it. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes from May 12th, 2026. Zill, seconded by Dale. You've had an opportunity to read it. Any questions or comments? Additions, deletions? Not, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimously. Next item are the May financial statements. I'll entertain a motion to accept the statements.
Motion made to accept the statement.
And a second by Michelle. As normal, we will go through each one. If you have a question, feel free to jump in at each section, and then we'll review it at the very end. Number one is the Key Bank checking account. Shows a balance, ending balance of $344,039.20. The next page show that as in statement is in balance. And I'll have comments about the Key Bank account here in just a few moments. Any questions on Key Bank? PNC checking account shows an ending balance of $164,721.08, and the second sheet shows ending balance $164,721.08. Statement is in balance. Any questions? The PNC money market ending balance of $2,500.03, and the next sheet shows the reconciliation statement. Statement is in balance. Next item is the month-end balance sheet, fund balance sheet. Rainy day fund remains the same at $27,734. Township fund $442,770. Donation non-reverting $7,665. Township assistance $20,241. EMS non-reverting $27.99. Fire equipment debt $1,368.42. Cemetery conveyance $39.28. And payroll deductions of $1.48. Shall I remind me to ask you about that fire equipment debt? Bank transaction register. The first one is for Key Bank. Shows the checks written and deposits to. Mid-month there, we were able to make the shifts of the deposits, and most of the checks are being now written out of PNC. But that shows all the activity on the the Key Bank account. Next item is the PNC account. Shows the activity on the PNC account. Next item is the PNC checking account. Got 2 cents. I'll talk about that later. We'll actually start making money on that account here shortly. Next item is the township funds budget. Notice category 1 is salaries at 41%. That's where we're at for the year. So 41% is our target number to be on budget. Supplies at 12%. Other services and charges are at 38%. Capital outlay at 14%. For a total, second page, a total of the budget year to date spent of 32%. So we're right on target where we need to be. Any questions on any of those financial reports? Now we have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor of accepting the June report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item is the trustee mileage reimbursement. You have, as always, beginning mileage, end mileage, date, and purpose for $127.89. Entertain a motion to accept that.
Make a motion to accept it.
All right, Dale, second.
Second.
By Bill. Any questions or comments?
No.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Last month, we had a proposal from the Alexandria Library that we send them a certain amount of money for them to be able to give library cards at their discretion. And I informed them that we would check with our attorney and then have a discussion with the board about it. I copied you the email. I first edited it out of the stuff that didn't apply to the library, but I said, no, I'll just give you the whole email. You'll see he starts out with we're working, getting close to dealing with the cemetery issue. But you have his information on the library. We are unable to do through assistance, which is what I thought we might be able to do, unable to do through assistance what they're talking about. There is a possibility through the general fund if we were to desire to go into what do you call it?
Like it's kind of almost like a grant. We give them a
Community service agreement, but the conditions that are placed on it is for the purpose of the resident, either getting access to computers and material to keep them off of assistance and getting housing and that sort of thing. And he has a big qualification there is if we have that, and actually I've never had anybody in that case requesting that information. The library is accessible. They have students in the library system. They automatically have a card. Anybody can go to the library and use their system. They just can't check out the books. There is the second paragraph. He talks about that if it under township assistance, it gives the IC code of substantial discretion on a case-by-case basis, so that if there were someone that needed the library card for the purpose of staying off of assistance and getting the forms and that sort of stuff, that we could indeed do that at our discretion on a case-by-case basis. We would need to update our township guidelines that would say that. That would be correct, Michelle?
yes.
That would have a statement that if a person needed the assistance, they could qualify for that if indeed they qualified for the township assistance and that sort of thing. That would put, if we were, never mind, I'll stop that comment. That's not true. Any comments or discussion on that or thoughts of what we should do?
I like the idea of running it through the township assistance just because we can actually see that it's going to the Richland residents, and we can get an idea of like how many people actually are wanting library access like that.
And again, we have a handful, 2 or 3 a year that want access to the library, but this is access for the purpose of
Bettering
themselves on the assistance level.
Yeah.
And we've never really had that issue. When there has been an issue of lack of internet and photocopying and downloading forms, I automatically already do that for them here at the station. We get that taken care of. But it wouldn't mean to say that if someone indeed had that problem, that we wouldn't be willing to help them out. The other issue is we have both library systems that we have to deal with, not just Bill, your great sage wisdom and advice.
I guess I hope you get You need to be sure that it's controlled.
Right.
So many things start out good, and get out of hand.
But I think that's what Michelle was indicating to, and where I was going ahead with, is that, you know, it has to qualify under our township assistance. And so we would in turn then take care of it rather than the library.
Case by case basis.
Case by case basis.
You know, as far as our township assistants, I think they do a good job. Never had anyone that needed help, didn't get it.
Right.
And again,
As long as somebody has, lives in the township and filled out the paperwork, I've never turned anybody down.
needed time.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know that we need a motion, for the official Robert Rules of Order at that juncture, but consensus discussion that we proceed with amending, and I'm not sure amending would be, we would
Just update,
update it,
make sure.
make sure it includes a statement about township assistance, and that may just take place when we update the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we can do that when we do that whole.
You know, if there were a need between now and then, I would just refer to our letter from the attorney that says
Yeah, we can do it.
a substantial discretion at that juncture. So, all right, is that an agreement that we deal with it one-on-one?
Right.
Through township assistance, all
I
right?
agree.
Do we have Wi-Fi here at the station?
Yes,
Can they come here and use it?
yep, we do all the time.
I mean, if somebody's on assistance and they have a computer, go ahead and use it.
They've usually used my computer. So,
Do we have it set up on Tom's web where they can apply online?
I've got a laptop, big got and all stuff on that. If that, I would give that to the township, had to use here if they want to set it up. To use. Somebody smarter than I am, I can.
that'd be something we'd have to work on. I mean, we are a working fire station. And, you know, if someone that's calling and coming in for assistance, we set an appointment. Typically, I'm able to notify the fire department at least the morning of, and, you know, that way we're able to keep some privacy and that sort of stuff. A good thought. Let me think on
I
that.
don't have any grandkids to give it to.
But I'm not sure we'd want to set up a station that the general public would just come in to be able to use.
That I think that certainly you can't be responsible for what their kids do.
Right.
I don't want to get hurt.
Well, and that's just it. They can go to the library and access a computer and do all that. Convenience, I mean, that's why I end up dealing with them here at the station. Most of them have a cell phone. They'll just take a photo of the document that I need, send it to me, then I print it off. So we have a good system. It's just this wrinkle or this opportunity with the library. I think we'll be able to monitor it and have access and control for people who need it. All right, any other questions or comments on that? Some updates on the cemetery. Richland Township Cemetery is done. If you've not been out there, you want to take a look at it. Looking pretty good. You saw the note from the attorney. We're still waiting on the documentation to get the deed into our name so that we can then promote and make available those lots for folk to use. Our other cemeteries are doing well, keeping them straight. We're still working on headstone straightening and repairs and all that sort of thing. All right, any other questions on the library, the cemeteries?
No.
I had a call from some gal in Wisconsin or Minnesota, I can't remember, wanted information on someone in one of our Richland Township cemeteries. And I got looking at it and finally realized that she was talking about a different Richland Township in a different state. So I called her back and helped her out. I looked it up online for her and got her information. We talked last month about our storage and looking at of all of our old records. We've now been able to identify records going back to the early 70s. Long story short, we were going to rent a storage facility just to get out of here and secure. And that didn't work out for a number of reasons on my part. And we were able to with the help of the firemen and my grandson, get them all sorted, piled into the records room. We made 2 layers of boxes, put a sheet of plywood on it, 2 layers of boxes, put a sheet of plywood on it, and there's 50 boxes in there, 52 boxes. And over the next period of time, we'll get from the state, from the county, the ability, what we need to do to go through some of those records and get rid of them. And then the others we'll look at. We are already in half a number of years putting everything online or digital, that we can digitize the records going back to what they want to have on hand. So we'll then be able to be in pretty good shape. We have 6 boxes of personnel records that have to be kept in perpetuity. And I've instructed Chief Hendrick to find a company that will do it for us. That way those boxes are done. And if we were to have a fire or damage, like, we have permanent records of personal records. So that's the update on the storage of the old records. I have 5 or 6 years before we run out of space in there. So, well, and then by then I ought to be retiring, and we'll leave that to Michelle to deal with. Yeah. All right. Our next meeting is Tuesday, July 7th. Again, that is off our schedule of the 2nd. It's going to the first Tuesday because I'll be gone the 2nd Tuesday. And that will be the East Madison Fire Territory vote. And we need everybody here. If you're not feeling well, we'll send an ambulance to pick you up. We'll separate you from everybody. We'll get you to vote. Next item is the fire territory. Chiefs are at a training. Chief Burrows will be back for the territory meeting because they have to make their final presentation for the territory budget to be approved by the board, to come to the township next month, and then to go back to the board. So they are keeping busy. They are heavy in training. Mr. Moore said you were in training from 8 to 4 with hazmat today, and you have 10 days of that to come up. So, yeah, things are going well. The one ambulance 51, is in service now.
Yes.
It is running. And the one here, they had some paint issues. They'll be here in a week or 2.
It is here.
Oh, it's here.
It is here, getting the radio and all that installed.
Oh, so if you want to go out and look at the new ambulance, it's sitting there. I thought it was still.
Finally.
Delivered last Friday.
So that ambulance is here. We're in good shape there. On the projects and purchases, and those items have been on there. We've been looking at the budget. June 28th, they're doing the septic tank. We have an initial bid for the riser and the inspection. And hopefully we don't have to replace anything on that. We are right afterwards, the week after that, we'll be doing the concrete work for that section of the parking lot. We're getting a couple other bids for the remaining parking lot. And then the paint is going to start July 2nd. First 3 weeks of July, they'll be painting the bays. And so all the maintenance, repairs, and capital outlay budget that we've been hanging on money for, will all be spent here the next couple of weeks. We've already talked about all those items, but we're actually seeing those come to pass. Our biggest question is whether we put a riser on the existing tank or we have to replace that tank. We're prepared either way for that. We'll just determine how much concrete we end up doing, putting on to next year. Any questions on the projects? We got a couple of little things that we're doing. The concrete shed out here, the roof is deteriorated and caving in. We're putting a new roof on that. It includes trusses, sheeting and fascia and everything. It's about $2,500. So that, did they start on that already?
I do not believe.
I know they said they were gonna start right away. That's,
The quantity of our rents, I mean, not the same percentage.
I think we're still up.
I can tell you exactly.
Every time I'm outside, I hear an ambulance go with a fire truck or something.
Last one we did this afternoon was run 1,029.
1,029. I know they're working hard on all the 250th anniversary items for the 4th of July, the parade and fireworks and all that doings. All right, any other questions, any comments from the public? Joey?
Nope.
Bill, you have anything?
No, thank you.
Bill? Michelle?
No.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
All right, I don't need a second on that. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Hi.
Remember, July 7th is our next meeting.
Did you happen to see on the news? in New York,
Okay.
April
Hold that.